Hey everybody, welcome and thanks for joining. So I've got a lot of requests lately on tips and tricks and strategy on how I'm able to get Rise of the Resistance almost every time. And even though it is a lottery or luck system, there are strategies that you can do to improve your chance. So you'll see here over on the right side of my screen, I've got my iPhone there pulled up. That over there, what you're looking at is a pre-recorded video that I've done, but we're going to walk through it together and I'm going to pause it and give you all the steps that you need. So 10 easy steps that you can do to make sure that you get a Rise of the Resistance boarding group or at least a higher chance. So first thing you're going to want to do, this will be before you even wake up, right? So I recommend doing this the night before you go to bed. First thing you want to do is update the My Disney Experience app. That is crucial. Step number one, right? So if you're on Apple, you want to go into your Apple iOS app store, tap on your little picture in the upper right corner, and then go to updates. Sometimes you may have to, drag it down to let it refresh, but make sure the Disney app is up to date. That's step number one. Step number two is you're going to make sure that everybody is linked in the My Disney Experience app. Now, to do this ahead of time, obviously you want to make sure this is done prior to your trip. But if you have problems or if somebody's not showing up in your, friends and family list, you can use that number right down below to contact the Disney help desk. They will make sure that everybody's linked together. You'll need the email address of the primary account holder for each account. And then you'll also need to know the names of the people in your travel party. And you may also need your reservation numbers as well. So when you'll call them, they may ask you for that. So have that to make it go a lot quicker. They'll make sure everybody's all together. And then when you go to do your reservation in the next step, one person, just one, is going to do it. You only need one. All right. So once you've got everybody linked together, step number three, you're going to make sure everybody has a valid park pass and a valid ticket. So in order to get Rise, you have to have a Hollywood Studios park reservation and you have to have a valid base park hopper annual pass, whatever, a valid park ticket for that day. All right. So those are the first three things that you can do. Like I said, all of this done usually the night before or prior to your trip. Now, you'll also want to make sure that you set your alarm clock for 6:45 a.m. Give yourself at least 15 minutes to get up. If you're a heavy sleeper or maybe alarm clocks don't wake you up, set it a little earlier. Go 6:30, go 6:40, whatever you need to get up and make sure that you don't miss this time. All right, so we've got up. Now, what do we do? Well, first thing you're going to want to do, this is step number 5. So this is after you wake up. You want to make sure that you're on Wi-Fi. Now, if you're staying at a Disney resort or you're nearby, usually Wi-Fi is going to be your most reliable connection. If your cellular connection is more reliable than your home Wi-Fi or your home internet or the internet where you're at, definitely use that, okay? Doesn't matter which one, just the most reliable, best signal, okay? Usually Wi-Fi is going to be the best one. If you're staying on Disney property, obviously you want to use the Disney Wi-Fi because you're quote unquote closest to the Disney servers. Okay. All right. So you've woke up, you got everything good to go. You'll see right here again on my screen. It says 5:58 in the morning because I recorded this in Texas. I did this from my bed. But we'll just pretend it says 6:58. Okay. So at 6:58, you're going to open the My Disney Experience app. So I'm going to tap on the app. We're going to open it up. All right, so it's going to take its time. It's going to load. Now, once it loads to this screen, I'm going to pause it here for just a moment. And forgive me if you see that pause button down at the bottom. You're right here on the main My Disney app. If you haven't signed in, go ahead and make sure that you're signed in. Obviously, if you had opened it up the night before or whatever, it should still be signed in. So if it's automatically signed you in, great. Once you've got it open, the very next thing that you're going to do is you're going to tap on the menu option, which is in the lower right-hand corner. So you'll see that pop up right over there. Sorry, right down there. Now, we've tapped on the menu option. Now we're going to tap on virtual queues. That's going to be step number 8. I'm going to pause the video right here. So this is where most people get hung up, okay? So you don't want to go back to that main screen and scroll down and tap on the Rise photo. Don't do that. Tap that menu option like I just showed you down in the bottom right corner. On Android, it might be in the bottom center, but usually it's in the bottom right, that little hamburger looking icon. Tap on again, virtual queues. It brings you to this screen. Now, you're going to stay on this screen until the next step. So at 6:59, you'll see it's kind of a little hard to see in my screen at the top, but we'll let the time advance here. At 6:59, I'm going to basically just kind of pull down and refresh the screen. That's at least for how it works on iOS. Android may be a little different. You may have to go back and then refresh the screen, but at 6:59, you want to do like a little refresh so that it kind of, restarts its connection. And we'll see that happen here in just a moment. Now, while we're waiting for this, I'm using an Apple Watch during this process because it shows me the second hand that's synced to my, uh, phone. But the key time here is the time on your phone. Doesn't matter if it's your military watch, one of those fancy watch that's coordinated with the sun, everything else. It doesn't matter. It goes by the time on your phone. So iPhone is going to be the most accurate time because it's fed through your carrier settings if you're on automatic. Same thing for Android. They've got an automatic time setting. So the time on your phone usually is the time synced with Disney. So if you're on Apple, that's basically the time you want to use as your go-to. So right at 7 o'clock. The second, very second you see that time change from 6:59 to 7, that's when you're going to tap the blue button that says Join Virtual Queue right there. Okay, so I put right there on the bottom of the screen exactly the taps that you're going to do. Okay, so I just did the refresh again. So it's coming up right before 7 o'clock. I'm going to tap this blue Join button. Okay, and then down here at the bottom, there's going to be another button that appears that says Join. Okay, and then there's going to be another one that says Join. So it's 3 taps. Join, join, join. So up top, 2 at the bottom. Okay, so let's watch. We're coming up on 7 a.m. Mine says 6 a.m. because, again, I'm in Central Time Zone. Sorry, this video is happening in real time as I recorded it, so I didn't want to speed it up so nobody could miss anything. But you see, again, it's counting down. Okay, I tap join, join. It automatically picks my party. I hit join automatically. Boom, that's it. Okay, so let me just take it back so you can see it. I'll go back just a few seconds. Okay, right at 7 o'clock, join, join, join. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 up top, 1 in the middle, 1 at the bottom. When it gets to the screen with everybody in your group, you don't have to check anything off because as long as you did all the steps above, okay, that we did 1, 2, and 3, making sure everybody's linked and all that, the app automatically loads everybody in your party that has a valid park ticket and a valid reservation to join for rides. So if somebody who doesn't want to ride, don't worry about it. Go ahead and grab the boarding group and then you can remove that person afterwards, okay? This is the best way to get Rise of the Resistance. If you didn't catch those steps or you need to rewatch it, rewind the video, go back, do it again. Practice, practice, practice. Obviously, if it's not a boarding group window time, you can only get to that join screen, but you can at least familiarize yourself with the steps, right? So make sure your app's updated, make sure that everybody's linked, call the help desk, make sure that there's no problems in the back end, right? So do all that, practice, because it really comes down to every second count. So as long as you can hit that button, tap, 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 you're good to go. So let me go back and just show you what I did. This was just for, like I said, training. I got group 22. Not bad, right? So, of course, if you do this from home and you're not going to the park or whatever, please delete your boarding group when you're done. Don't be that person, all right? I've already deleted mine for this particular test video. So even though I got 22, I put it back into the system so that they can, board more people and somebody else can get it at 1 o'clock. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you have the luck that I have. I did this past week in Disney. I got 5 for 5. There's only been one time I did not get a boarding group in the first morning, and that's because my phone glitched out. It happens, right? But every other time I've had better luck. And these same steps go for the 1 o'clock boarding group pass, or the second, whenever this video is being recorded, it was 1 p.m. But same thing applies. The only difference is you have to be in the park versus from your hotel or whatever. And then in that case, it's going to be whatever the best connection is. So if you're on Verizon or AT&T cell phone, connection, if you're on T-Mobile or Sprint, the Disney Wi-Fi is going to be best in that particular area. So good luck. May the force be with you, and may you all get your boarding groups.